Live from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show.
How you doing? The kids have come to play today. You won't believe what I'm about to tell you. With all due respect, have several seats. My girls are always turned out. I give it to you straight, no chaser.
Now, here's Wendy.
Thank you for watching our show. Say hello to my co-host, my studio audience. I'm doing great. Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. So now, Charlize Theron is being criticized. I love you all for being here. But truly, every day we do Hot Topics, and I have at least 3 stories that I haven't gotten to because I have to pause with the Wendy, which I loved. You know, I prayed to God for this moment, but can I tell stories? Yeah, let's get it. Okay. Charlize Theron, everybody, is being criticized for her parenting skills. Mind you, I'm not criticizing, because I've been there. The paparazzi caught her dragging. I'm not even gonna say struggle. Dragging, yup. Well, you know what? Jackson is 4 years old. And if you are a mother, you know what that age is. Look at him go with his ballet shoes on. Can we get that other shot? Yep, ballet, oh, okay. Look, all I know is I'm defending Charlize. There are a lot of people who feel as though this might be child endangerment. What if the paparazzi was there, which obviously they were. But what if the paparazzi followed you when your kids were under 5? What would they find? Because I know with me, I'd have been locked up. And I don't even want to get into the whole white woman, black boy thing. It's not even about race, it's about age and about kids being kids. This little boy, first of all, Charlize just recently adopted a baby girl. So the baby girl is already in the car. And apparently, based on the blousiness of her shirt, her handbag is in the car. See, when Kevin was this age, and I knew we'd have to wrestle and fight out in public, fanny packs were they were my best friend. Because, you know, you have everything here, so, you know, but I didn't have 2 kids. Now, the one little girl is in the car, like I told you, and I just have to say, I have never had to reprimand him in a parking lot, you know, when he was young like that, but I've had several accounts in the grocery store where I just leave the whole basket of groceries. And I don't care who watches. This is, you know, back when I was on the radio, but I was, you know, popular. People knew, I still got how you doings in the store. You know, but I never care because I just feel as though parenting levels all playing fields, whether you're a celebrity or whether, you know, you're a stay-at-home mom. This has happened. This has happened to every parent, and I know that for me, my most fearful times with Kevin would be in the parking lot. Not because he would act up there, but because, you know, it's very easy for ne'er-do-wellers to, you know, word needs to be brought back. It's very easy for bad people to maybe want to accost a woman who's so busy with her kids and wrangling the groceries and the car keys in her handbag, and we are just such victims out there that, you know, at least for me, the fanny pack gave me a piece of security because that's where my cell phone was and stuff. But this little boy is doing the most. Clap if you've been here. Now, when Kevin was younger, I believed in spankings. My husband never spanked. I was always the spanker. But I only spanked at home. I would never spank in public. But what I would do, you know how you grab, you see how he's going, ow? On the low, she is squeezing him like moms do. I'm still stunned at the ballet shoes. Do your sons wear ballet shoes? No. Does your mom wear combat boots? I'm playing, that's a joke from back in the day. Anyway, so let's continue the mother conversation for just a moment. Chrissy Teigen, I'm on your side. Okay, well, you know, she revealed that she and John Legend, they're both friends to our show, and I think that they're an adorable couple. Anyway, they were able to choose the sex of their baby. They had difficulties getting pregnant, and she talked about this in the past. And, you know, what happens is when you do the IVF, you have boy seeds and girl seeds, and you can choose which one you want. If you could choose, would you choose clap? So then the majority of you are my people, because I just want it to be a surprise. I had no idea what we were having. But when I saw the boy, I was happy. But, you know, a girl would have been fine also, except I would have probably been one of those moms, or probably be one of those moms like Jessica Simpson and a lot of the moms who, you know, put the hair up and, you know, so I can't judge moms who pretty their little girls up. It's ridiculous girly thing, but I think a lot of you secretly do that behind closed doors, you moms of girls. I'm not judging this. I feel like, you know, they went through so much to have this baby, and apparently it was a decision between Chrissy and John to want to have a baby girl. Now they planted 6 in the Petri dish over in the lab. So now 1 down, 5 to go. They can still have more kids, and they can choose to have boys or girls because it's a hodgepodge of mixture over here in the lab. So there, enough with that. By the way, on a side note, you have to be so nervous about what you put on social media because people don't focus on the main event. They tend to stop, pause, rewind, and look back at everything in the background. That's the way we found the mouse in Madonna's bathroom, right? Madonna's in the bathroom talking to us, and you know, and I showed it on the show. And in the background, it wasn't only until stop, starting, rewinding, and pausing that we saw a mouse scamper in Madonna's house. So if she's got mice, then now where are we going with this? Anyway, Chrissy accidentally put herself on blast. She was hawking her new cookbook online, and inside there's a picture of her dog, Pippa. Fans noticed Chrissy's number on the dog's collar and started calling her. Well, I must say, I'm that person, like I would call. I would call. Right? Not to be all stalkery, but just like, hey, Chrissy girl, I like the recipe on page 33. Oh, please don't hang up on me. By the way, Pippa is wearing you know that bone that we all get for our dogs that has the telephone number? Well, Shaquille doesn't wear one of those. No, you're not calling me. If dogs are good enough, they won't run away too far. They know exactly who their mother and father are. We can barely get the boy to walk down the driveway. When we put him outside, all he does is stand at the back door wanting to come back in. It could be a beautiful day after he plays with his friends. You know, the fox, the squirrels. You know, he's got friends out there. As a matter of fact, you know what was so funny? True story. So the other weekend, Shaquille's, you know, in his room watching Animal Planet and minding his own business. He had already gone outside and, you know, played with the other people. And so he came back inside. So about 2 hours after coming back inside, I look out the back door and who do I see? his friend the fox. And I lie to you not, the fox wasn't like out in the backyard. His nose was up against the back door. Up against the back door. Like he's looking for Shaquille. Which, you know, foxes are very beautiful, but foxes also they're also crazy. And they're not good for me, and they're not good for the dog. So I hope he knows what he's tangling with when he goes out there and plays with these people. Because we give him shots and, the collar and, we groom him. And these animals, I don't know where their moms or dads are, but they certainly do let them wander for a long time. Anyway, you go, Chrissy. Have you ever seen a fox in person? Oh my gosh, their eyes are really beady though. And they're very menacing and dangerous looking. But if you catch the right one with that nice red coat and that big, thick red tail, just beautiful looking, but menacing. Run. So now, clap if you'd like to see America's Next Top Model return to TV. Good. That's good. Well, Tyra Banks has just announced that it will be returning. Yeah. But she won't be hosting. No, she's excuse me? Tyra, they were clapping that you won't be on the show over there. One man is pumping his fist. Yeah, sir. The show, first of all, Tyra, I guess, has acknowledged that, she would rather be a boss behind the scenes, so she's gonna get checks from this. But, there's a whole new generation of people out here, and I agree with Tyra. Perhaps they need to be led by a fresher face. I mean, Tyra is beautiful, but I do have a few suggestions for host. Chrissy Teigen? Yeah. Young, it's a younger show, even though, all of us love to watch it, but it's a younger show. We're not trying to be models at a particular age, but we like to see the process because some of you have beautiful daughters who might want to be models and you want to keep up on it. Also, another suggestion, the beautiful, voluptuous, in some neighborhoods, voluptuous, Ashley Graham from the New Sports Illustrated. Yeah. Right? Because you have to get a host that is either has been or is popular with modeling now. In our morning meeting, somebody said Cindy Crawford. I said, what does Cindy want to be bossed around by Tyra? Excuse me, I got this Raymore and Flanagan money. I'm selling French moisturizers on infomercials. I don't have time for this. But how about Rebecca Romijn? Right? Who's married to one of my favorite guests of all time on this show. That would be Jerry O'Connell. So America's Next Top Model ran 21 cycles, they call it, 22 cycles. What is a cycle? Besides a period. What is a cycle? I don't even know what that means. I don't know why they call things cycles anymore, because I feel as though we're used to calling things a season. Like, this is season 7 of Wendy. It's not cycle. No. I mean, anyway. But 22 cycles, I don't know what that means, but I'm glad that VH1 has picked this show up. I think it'll be good for VH1 to have this show. And when does it begin?
No date yet.
I don't know. And apparently neither do they. So Mariah Carey. There were some people like, oh gosh, why are we talking about her again? I try not to bring you stories about some of the people that we talk about a lot unless there's more to the story. In this case, there's more to the story. Her odd behavior, they say, has reached an all-new level. Well, I disagree. Mariah hates to walk. Well, let me tell you something. I'm glad that I have the ability to walk, But if I could get a piggyback ride every place, I'm fine. Although I don't like to be picked up, but I don't mind being pushed. So her team jerry-rigged a chair to roll her through her Vegas hotel lobby. Look, she's reapplying makeup. Yes. Honey, let me tell you something. Number one, you know, the lobby of the Motel 6 is not gigantic, so you can walk. But the lobby of fancy Vegas hotels, the lobbies are so big. Aren't they so big? Like literally, I do my own walking, but I always walk in the flats. And then I have my heels in my hand. And then when I get like to where I'm going, whether I'm telling jokes or you know, going to eat or something like that, then I put my heels on. I can't take it. And so so much goes on in one day. Sometimes I forget about some of the shameless things that I've done. But I was reminded, thanks to Hot Topics, that apparently Mariah and I have this in common. They reminded me that this is from June 2015 on the after show. Take a look.
Oh, wow, look. Oh, don't, you're spoiled now.
Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. This is how I want to come out of the
We're going to open the doors on Monday with you on that.
Oh my God. Oh, bye everyone. Silly, silly show. Anyway, all right, so, Ciara and, well, Ciara's being under attack or over attacked again. And I say over attacked because she's allowed her happiness. But maybe not with the boy being in the picture. You know, remember Future said he doesn't like their son taking pictures with her new boyfriend, the football player Russell Wilson? Well, did you guys see the picture of Ciara and baby Future and Russell? Dodger Stadium was totally cleared out and they were there and they did like a whole, not a photo shoot, but certainly somebody was there shooting those pictures. And then they were put online by Ciara. And see, this is probably the most hurtful one. You know, from a dad to a son, this is probably the most hurtful. And I, in my mind, I get what she's doing because she's in the process of suing Future for $15 million for slander. He slandered her. And so now she's, in my mind, baiting him to say something. So she can add that to the lawsuit, which is small and childish and catty on one hand. But on the other hand, she's allowed to go on with her life. And she's allowed to be, she's allowed to be with whatever man she wants. The only thing that would hurt me if I was Future, and I'm judging just as an outsider looking in, why does the baby have to be there in so many intimate pictures with you and your man? You know, if you want to take your son for a Dodgers experience, why couldn't you two go together? And even if Future was there, or Russell was there, why couldn't he be taking the pictures, not in the pictures? You know, it's just, what'd you say, so? Oh, well, clap if you, that is her man, but that is not his baby. That is not his child. Well, I'm judging you. You know, my thought is that her man could spend as much time as he wants with baby Future, but that would be in the house, in the backyard, in the kitchen, making snacks, you know, a little, almost stepfather and son time, you know, driving to the hardware store, but not in such a public overture. It just doesn't set well with me. But apparently you're good with it, so we'll argue during commercial. You know, in 2008 is when Erin Andrews had that dramatic time in the hotel room. It seems as though it was just yesterday, though, but it was 2008. But the actual story didn't come out until years later. Remember, she was in her hotel room minding her own business, and she travels a lot for her career, as she was a sports lady at that time. Is she
Yeah.
still a sports lady? She does both?
Yeah.
Yep, Dancing
Okay.
with the Stars and sports.
Okay. Anyway, she's suing the hotel for $75 million. I say $100 million. And she needs to get every penny for giving her room number to a man who then, remember this, secretly filmed her naked. Now, what he did was he got into the room, I guess, before Erin checked in, or maybe she was in the shower, I don't know, and turned the peephole around. You know, when you turn a peephole around, all of a sudden you see well inside, and you could see everything. And he was filming her. And you know, this is a beautiful woman who travels for her career, so it's not like she probably spent 50% of her life on the road. Well, Erin's dad just took the stand on her behalf. He said the past 8 years of Erin's life, she's been anxious, depressed, and terrified. I would be too. You know, I'm a single woman, I'm on the road, I happen to look great, I happen to dress tawdry. You're not gonna stop me from not wearing a bra. But now, I don't know, like when I go into a hotel room, I'm always looking around. I always walk up to the pictures and see whether they're, no, really. I've been doing this all of my life, you know, in terms of that. It's not just because of the TV show or anything, it's because creeps are everywhere. And you just never know, including like the room service people, you know, you don't want them dwelling in your room. I never have the cart fully wheeled in, so they set up the table with the linen. I'm just like, leave it right there. I literally, around the door, if my husband, son, or nobody's in the room with me, I still, you know, will order the room service. Around the door, pass it in, sign off, and then say, okay, you can go, just leave the cart. And I wait till I hear the person is way down the hall, and then I pull the cart in. It's a struggle. But at least you don't have the potential killer in your room. And there's no quicker shower than a hotel shower for me. When I'm, you know, on the road or something, and if, you know, my husband's son aren't there, I'm, you know, by myself in the room and stuff, I take that shower, it's like boom, 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 pow. And because it's a hotel, I don't even close the door to the shower because I want to hear stuff. You know what I mean? Am I the only one who uses a towel a day and throws it in the bathtub? Like, isn't that just the best? I use those towels. Anyway, I'll be following this story. Good luck, Erin. I don't think that $75 million is enough for what you've been through. Moisturization is really important. And the older you get, the more you realize that all skin cracks. You just have to moisturize a lot. And I'm gonna give you a prime example of if you moisturize and take care of yourself, you can be hot at 70 years old. 70? 72 years old. Okay, remember The Color Purple? Yes. Do you remember the lady who played Suge? Yes. She was like the town slore. Yes. Uh-huh. Well, the actress is Margaret Avery, and she's 72, and obviously she moisturizes. It's my hot shot of the day. Hit it. Right? Now, if you're 72 and you're not quite hot like this, don't worry about it. I mean, this doesn't happen a lot in life. However, if you're 25, this is who you want to be at 72.